So it's only day number 2, and already I'm discovering that I am definitely older than I once was. Uh, I had a hard time getting out of bed this morning, and I really had a hard time motivating myself to go walking. I did just over 9,000 steps yesterday, and my lower back and my middle shoulders were just absolutely killing me this morning. Ankle hurts a little bit. Yeah, I know, I'm whining. It's hard to believe that just a few short years ago I was running 5 miles a day, and already my body has significantly lost its muscle tone and its ability to do even simple remedial tasks like walking. You would think this would be a lot easier. But I guess I could also look at it this way. Uh, 30 years ago when I was in, or 20 years ago when I was in the Army, uh, I had a I had to go on a road march with an 80-pound rucksack on my back, and that really did me in. That was really tough. By the time I got done with that road march, I had 6 blisters on each foot, and definitely had a sore back after walking 20 miles with a 80-pound rucksack on my back. And right now, I am walking around with an extra 100 pounds on my body due to being overweight, obese, and yeah, so it's no wonder. So I'm going to try to motivate myself today and remind myself. I've started making a list of reasons why I want to lose weight. And the number one reason, of course, is health. Uh, right now, I'm not diabetic, but I am taking 4 different types of blood pressure medications to keep my blood pressure normal. And I'm lucky that I can control my blood pressure with medication. But as of right now, uh, I'm pretty well maxed out on the number of blood pressure pills I can take. So I'm a little worried that down the road, if I continue to gain weight or if my heart continues to be under this much duress, it's quite possible that I could wind up not being able to control my blood pressure with blood pressure medications, seeing as how I'm already taking 4. Uh, Clothing sizes are definitely hard to find. Uh, for the most part, I've always kind of liked my shirts a little bit big, and in order to really be comfortable in what I'm wearing, I have to wear probably around a 3X to 4X shirt, depending on the maker of it. And it's hard to find 3X and 4X clothing. I have to go to Walmart and buy T-shirts. Luckily, they happen to carry 3X and 4X T-shirts. Uh, and then even pants are starting to get to the point where, I'm at a 42-inch waist, and 42-inch is findable at Walmart, but it's it's kind of pushing it to the max amount of waist size before I have to start going to a big and tall store like Dillard's, which is where I buy most of my nicer clothing. I have to go to Dillard's and go to the big and tall section, and you're paying 20 to 30% more for big and tall clothes as you are regular clothes, which I think is a total ripoff. But then again, it's much better than going around naked. Uh, Mowed the yard a couple of days ago, and I just about died. And I've got a very small backyard. It's got a slight incline to it, which makes it a little bit more difficult than your average flat yard. But uh, I used to be able to mow that yard without any problems, and now I mow 2 strips, and I've got to turn off the lawnmower, catch my breath, and then resume my mowing. And it takes me a good half hour, whereas it used to take me about 15 minutes to mow my backyard. So that's kind of ridiculous. Constant heartburn. Heartburn when you're overweight is a nightmare, and it's constant, and it burns. That's all I can say about that. It just sucks. Difficulty sleeping. I do have sleep apnea. I've actually had sleep apnea since since I weighed 180 pounds back in the military. When I went into the Army, I weighed 140 pounds at age 18, and when I got done with basic training, which was 9 weeks later, I weighed 180 pounds, and I stayed 180 pounds, which is technically about 3 pounds overweight according to the BMI calculators, which I think are a total crock of shit. Uh, but I weighed 180 pounds up until the time I was about 30 years old, and so that was a good weight for me. But I still had sleep apnea even at 180 pounds. Um, yeah, and you can't tell me that being fresh out of basic training that I was overweight. I had worked. I was nothing but muscle. You know, and I guess for my height, uh, the BMI calculators say that you're on the overweight side. I just find that hard to believe. The Army didn't think so, so I'm good with what the Army says, which puts me at about 190 pounds as my maximum weight according to the Army at my age. So that's that's definitely someplace I'd like to target, is getting down to that 190 pounds. But anyway, difficulty sleeping. I do have to adjust my CPAP periodically because of weight gain or weight loss. And of course, the more weight I gain, the higher up it goes. And right now, it's like a leaf blower blowing air into my throat, trying to keep it open so that I don't choke while I'm sleeping, which really sucks. Um, and so it's and I can't sleep without it. I'd probably be dead without it, to be honest with you. The CPAP has saved my life um, throughout this everything, especially with the weight gain. Um, Difficulty moving. I have a tough time bending over to tie my shoes now, and that's because I got a big old ball of stomach in front of me, and that really sucks. I mean, something as remedial as clipping your toenails or tying your shoelaces or picking up something that fell off on the floor, having to be so strenuous to do it to the point that you almost can't, definitely means that it's definitely time to lose weight. I'm unsure of myself. Um, I don't like necessarily being seen in public. I know I'm not grotesquely obese as some of the videos I've seen on here, and I'm just using grotesquely obese as a medical term, not as a uh, I think you're gross because you're obese. I'm obese, and I don't think I'm gross, but I am definitely self-conscious about how my weight looks. So those are the number one reasons why I got up this morning and went on ahead and decided to go on a walk. I did 6,000 steps on my walk. Um, hopefully, hopefully it's going to get better. Um, but right now, it pretty much sucked having to get up and go walking. But just got to remind myself the reasons why I'm trying to lose weight, and hopefully that's going to continue to motivate me to want to get up every morning and go walking. We'll talk to y'all later.